world was young, the mountains green, no stain yet on the moon was seen.
Then with a crash came a great ringing shout. Ra, boom, ra.
3 rings for the elven kings under the sky, 7 for the dwarf lords in their halls of stone, 9 for mortal men doomed to die, 1 for the dark lord on his dark throne in the land of Mordor where the shadows lie. 1 ring to rule them all, 1 ring to find them, 1 ring to bring them all, and in the darkness bind them in the land of Mordor where the shadows lie.
It's talking about Tolkien, Ben.
It's talking about Tolkien, Nate.
Are you ready to fuck a hot spider chick? Yeah.
Christopher, my son. Do you remember at our Oxford meetings of the Inklings? That's not how Tolkien talked. Well, you guys hear him in the intro. He mumbled a lot.
In this specific instance, that he was never more clear in his entire life.
Yeah, his weird stuttering, stumbling, it all disappeared, and he was like, Christopher! Shelob must be a hot chick. If they ever make a video game, Christopher. Christopher was alive for that, I think.
Ooh. And that's what finally did him in.
I think he lived to see Hot Lady Shelob.
Why? I don't understand, Ben.
I sincerely doubt he knew anything about it. I'm sure he just cashed the checks, and his father couldn't have ever imagined what a video game was. Well, no, probably not. He made it to the 70s.
They had carnivals in his time, Benjamin.
Tolkien tells a story about where did I say this before? He tells a story about an American in World War II who walked up to or like he got into talking to this RAF soldier or airman and an American soldier he was with, and the American soldier said that British culture was all class based, and their posh accents were an affectation. He thought the Oxford accent, by which, and Tolkien's very specific about this, by which he meant my accent. I am not from Oxford. I am from blah blah blah. And
I'm not from Oxford, okay?
Yeah, the guy said it was a posh accent. Tolkien told him that he thought American English sounded like somebody just, took English and threw it through like a garbage disposal. They didn't have garbage disposals back then. I forget his analogy, but he said something like that. And they insulted each other back and forth for a little bit, and then they went on to like drink the rest of the night, and he said he had a great time. Which is how I imagine Britain.
Sorry, Tolkien. My ancestors didn't fight and die, so I had to give a shit about what you thought about my American English.
Oh, I don't think my ancestors did fight and die.
I don't know if they did or not, but God damn it, I'm an American, so I have claim on that.
I think we've talked about this before. I don't think my ancestors were here until...
Mine probably weren't.
Nah.
But you know what?
1860?
My ancestors, spiritual ancestors, didn't fight and die, so I had to care what a Brit thought about anything.
They fought to not be Brits.
Goddamn right. A lot of people, actually, in history, have fought to not be Brits.
You think they would have if they knew how it was going to turn out?
How did it turn out?
Like today.
They got King Charles.
No, I mean, like, do you think the revolutionary...
Prime Minister Liz?
If Benjamin Franklin could look into the future and just read today's newspaper...
He'd probably be like, wow, we fucked up. We need to go back to the drawing board. We need these checks and balances not checking and balancing enough.
No, we need to make that a little more robust.
Yeah, I propose maybe every 50 years we just flush the government down the toilet, start anew. Term limits on everything and everyone.
There should have been term limits on everything and everyone.
They could even have presidential term limits. Idiots.
They should have had age limits. And they should have carved out a role for that Ben Franklin type, that guy who's not elected to anything but just hangs out. He's just always like in the pub.
Yeah. That's called the
Benjamin
chief
Franklin
diplomat.
Benjamin Franklin would 10,000% have been on the Epstein list.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He wouldn't hide it, though.
No.
He'd be very vocal. Oh, yeah, I've been to his island a few times.
He would have thought
Pretty
that should have
awesome.
been legal.
Yeah.
He's like, they do it in France. Anyway, we're not here to talk about Benjamin Franklin, the founding fathers, or indeed even America. We're here to talk about Shelob's Lair, Chapter 9 of
Shelob.
Book 4 of the Two
We're entering his
Towers.
lair. I'd like to enter her lair. You know what I'm saying?
You might get your chance. The penultimate chapter in this season.
For any of you Ben's horror bullshit fans, this is the chapter for you. So it's like a mini horror story.
I don't think this is this isn't even the worst. I think Weathertop bothers me more than Shelob. I've never had a problem with spiders though. I guess if you're a spider person, that's
yeah.
Does your wife have to kill all the spiders?
No, I just yell while I kill it and it gives me super strength. I like to think that in its final moments, it's scared shitless.
Well, this gives you some fun phrases. You can yell while you're doing that. Have you tried killing a spider while screaming Aya Arendil Elenion and Kalima?
No, I'll get canceled for that.
Oh, so tell the story. Tell us of your fears.
Yeah, you'll have to tell me about that when we get to that part. But yeah, they're like, all right, we're going to go through this tunnel. And Smeagol's like, yes, the tunnel. But don't worry. You'll get everything that's coming to you. Yeah. Great things are about to happen. Let's just enter this.
What's its name? Does the tunnel have a name? It does.
Torchic Ungol.
That's pretty close, actually. Torek Ungol. Which Tolkien then says means Shelob's lair. But I think it means like lair of the spider. I don't know what Shelob
tunnel
means, though.
Of the spider, yeah. Yeah, we're going into this nameless hole. And it's really smelly in here. Like, really smelly. Like, oh, you smell that? Oh, God. I think I'm getting brain fog. Just, it's like someone just, like, held down the can on the WD-40 and, like, ripped off a bunch of caps of those dry erase markers. It's just like, I'm pretty foggy right now.
I think that
Mr.
would
Frodo.
actually smell better than what they're dealing with.
That's true.
I think what they're dealing with is the smell of like desiccated flesh of hundreds of orcs.
Thankfully, we don't have our light out right now, so we don't have to see any of that. They're like, damn it, where'd that Gollum go?
Yeah, Gollum pieces out as soon as they round the
plan
first
all along. Sam and Frodo, eventually they join hands. A little cute moment. And then they come upon a chamber that is extra smelly, Ben. Extra smelly and full of evil intent.
Yeah, they come to like a fork in the road and they don't know which way Gollum went and they try calling for him. But Gollum's not answering. So they scream really loud. They scream really loud trying to see if they can find Gollum.
And then they start doing things like echo, echo, echoes. Having a little fun time, you know? A little laugh for the boys.
They had not gone more than a few yards when from behind them came a sound, startling and horrible in the heavy, padded silence. a gurgling, bubbling noise, and a long, venomous hiss. They wheeled around, but nothing could be seen. Still as stones, they stood staring, waiting for they did not know what. And then you know what Sam says?
Hey, Frodo. Is that a hot chick over there?
No, I know you wrote this down. I'm going to be very disappointed if you didn't. It's a trap, said Sam.
Yes.
And he laid his hand upon the hilt of his sword. And as he did so, he thought of the darkness of the barrow whence it came. I wish old Tom was near us now.
Yeah, I also thought of, I wrote down, yeah, but you fucked up and you already used his song. Everyone gets one, and you already used your one.
I do think that would be crazy, though, if like Tom Bombadil somehow could appear in the heart of Mordor. Like, what if they saved it all the way till the end when they're like dying of exhaustion? And he's like, I can't carry it for you. But Tom Bombadil, Tom Bombadil. No, so there.
That'd be great. Actually, that could have been the conclusion to the movie. They could have just been like, yeah, he was never in the movie. He's here now. I also like that they couldn't like see its full form because it's so big and bloated and gross.
Yeah, it's not. I think what in the movie Shelob looks like a giant tarantula. Well, a giant tarantula. But I don't know if that's what Shelob looks like in the book. She looks a little more eldritch.
Yeah.
Tolkien would have hated
Lovecraft,
but
Spider just happens to be the closest thing to what we would know it as, but I don't think it's just a tarantula.
Yes, so Sam reminds Frodo that he has the star glass, the vial that Galadriel gave him.
Thank God that we foreshadowed this a chapter ago.
Yeah. So he grabs it and he holds the vial aloft, and for a moment, it glimmered, faint as a rising star struggling in heavy earthward mists. As its power waxed and hope grew in Frodo's mind, it began to burn and kindled a silver flame, a minute heart of dazzling light, as though Eärendil himself had come down from the high sunset paths with the last Silmaril on his brow.
Yeah.
Did you get any? Do you know what that? Do you get any of that? I don't know if I told you.
I only know Beren and Luthien, and there was a crazy guy who made the Silmarils that swore to fight God, or not God, but one of the lesser gods, the angels.
He swore
Satan.
To fight Satan.
I'm going to fight Satan. What's the worst that could happen?
He died almost immediately.
Yeah, and I think all of his sons also get fucked.
Took them a lot longer.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, Fëanor, he actually doesn't.
So he's going to get resurrected, though, right? That's how that works. He'll get a new body, and he'll just go right back at it.
Ooh, it's going to take a minute for Fëanor. He kind of invented. He kind of invented violence amongst your own people. Before Fëanor, no elf had ever killed another elf in anger, or at all.
Damn, so he's like Odo from DS9.
I was going to say, Cain from Cain and Abel. But
no, that's our thing.
That what, like America?
Yes. After he came back from the dead, he came to America.
Oh, no. He did go west. He tried to find the true west. Eärendil is... This is a long story. I guess I'll start it. You're going to get a really condensed version of this. So, you know the story of Beren and Luthien, how they were asked to get a Silmaril from the crown of Morgoth.
And he does. But doesn't he go for a second and that screws him over?
That's not what really screws him over. That definitely doesn't help. I think that gives Morgoth, like, they could have been out of there before Morgoth woke up. He wasted a little time. No, what really screws him is, so Luthien is a magical half elf, half Maya.
Yeah.
And
nice.
she can sing a song that puts things to sleep.
Like
And
Jigglypuff.
Yeah, like Jigglypuff. Yeah, that's, I guess, unfortunately accurate. And she had sung her way in, past all of Morgoth's evil werewolf guards. And
Wait, there were werewolves?
There's werewolves. They're not what you think. They're not like humanoid. They're like evil. They're like the wargs. They're like evil spirits in the shape of a wolf. And so, but the biggest, baddest wolf of them all, he woke back up, and he jumps at them.
Silmaril, yeah.
He jumps at them, and they instead of letting Luthien put it back to sleep, Baron's like, "No, I'll protect you," and he starts.
What are you gonna do?
He doesn't have any weapons or anything. He's the wolf like starts coming at him. He like grabs it by the throat, and he starts like trying to punch it in the face.
Got 100 and unarmed.
Yeah. Well, no, he doesn't, because he starts trying to punch it in the face, and the thing about a wolf is its face is mostly teeth, and so he punches it in the face, but it bites his hand off. But the hand is holding a Silmaril.
And that burns him to death.
Yeah. It doesn't burn him to death.
He doesn't like run off screaming or something.
Yes. He runs off screaming. There's a whole lot more to that story. Needless to say, they get the Silmaril back.
They do?
They do, yes. And, okay. It winds up coming into the line that will basically become the Elrond's family, like the half-elves. And of these, there is Arendelle. Eventually, they're screwed.
So Arendelle and Elendil, two different people. Elendil is Aragorn's ancestor. Yeah. Okay.
Elendil is the father of Isildur, I believe, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
That sounds right.
Yeah, no, he's much younger. That's second age, Arendelle's first age. So Arendelle, things aren't going well in Middle-earth. It's kind of downhill from taking the Silmaril off Morgoth. He is basically winning every battle. He's more or less separated humanity from the elves. The elves don't have enough people to win the war without humanity.
You know what would come in really clutch is if someone could sing a song and put them all to sleep, and then we just like kick their ass.
They're gone. They're long gone.
Well, shit. We really could have used that.
No, Baron and Luthien, long gone. No, I forget. I'd have to look at the family trees. I'm not sure how exactly Arendelle's related to them, but it's like great grandparents. So anyway, they take the last. There's a whole series of circumstances here, but Arendelle winds up on a mission to try to go west. The elves have been trying to go west for a long time now to get the Valar, and
he the guy that begs the gods to please. We are getting so fucking wrecked.
Yeah, and the thing
fighting Satan maybe wasn't the smartest idea.
The thing is, the gods, the elves have been sending people to try to go get help for a long time now, actually. So long that they've stopped trying, because every ship they send, nobody ever comes back. And it's not that they're reaching the shores. It's they're kicked out. The gods are kind of done with them, except one. Well, that's a Silmarillion thing. But yeah, Arundel winds up going with the Silmaril, requesting help, and this is what prompts the gods to be like, okay, half elves weren't really a thing we had planned on. I don't know what to do with this guy. You're gonna have to.
I
pick.
know. We'll release a new edition in 10 years that just erases them.
Yeah, no, you're good. Well, Tolkien specifically said humans and elves must be the same species since they can reproduce, but they're just different kindreds, spiritually separated, not biologically.
I see.
So
why don't any of them ever return my calls, Ben?
Maybe that's a you problem. But a lot of things happen. But one of the things that happens is Arundel, he is not allowed to go back to Middle Earth. Having stepped foot in Valinor, that's just not a thing he can do. And in like mythology fashion, they place the Silmaril on his brow, like on a crown or a circlet, and they take his ship and they make it. He gets a flying ship, and he flies as the brightest star in the sky.
The sun?
He becomes, I think, the planet Venus. They consider that to be a bright. The mythology considers that to be an especially bright star that usually is seen alongside the moon, sometimes the sun. It's usually the brightest.
So he's not the brightest star in the sky. He's at best the second brightest because the sun is still there.
The sun is not a star in this universe. The sun is another flying ship.
Okay. So he got his second place flying ship.
Yeah,
he got a solid, like, the silver medal.
I think the moon wants to kick his ass for some reason.
Okay, now you're selling me on this Silmarillion, Ben.
Yeah,
I kind of want to know more about the moon wanting to beat the shit out of Venus.
Oh, the moon's a dick in the Silmarillion.
Okay. Yeah, you're selling me on this.
No, we'll talk about it.
Have to do that. Yeah.
There's a I think it's a Maya that pilots the moon, and yeah, he's a dick. I don't know what to say. But he chases Arundel around. Tolkien does that in the Silmarillion. He explains a couple of like the planets and constellations, and he tries to do like that thing mythology does. But yeah. So that's what they're referencing. Long story short, they're referencing this brightest star in the sky that they believe is actually the last Silmaril.
Okay. And then the other two are just, who knows where they are.
One is cast into a volcano and goes deep inside the earth. The other is cast into the deepest part of the ocean. They will be reclaimed when the world is broken and remade.
Well, I mean, we've got some deep sea submersibles. Let's get started.
You can try. They help
Kamala
of
Harris
men.
Is okay with fracking. Let's do it.
The aid of men is said to be required for the final battle. So,
okay, that's what we're here for.
Yeah,
I've been training all my life for this.
Don't give the next billionaire idiot an idea. There's already too many of them mining names for stuff from Tolkien.
Well, once I win that lotto, I'll be that billionaire idiot.
But yes. So Frodo does the thing, the scene from the movie, except Sam's there because he didn't have crumbs on his jacket. And he says again, "Ayah." I don't know how Tolkien wanted me to pronounce that.
No, that is accurate.
Ayah.
Ayah.
Erendil, Elenion, Ankalima. He cried, and he knew not what he had spoken, for it seemed some other voice spoke through his, clear,
I'm just
untroubled by the
that
foul
the hobbits
air.
even know any of this lore.
Well, Bilbo, I think, got it from the elves, and he taught Frodo and Sam how to read.
Makes sense.
So I think that's only the hobbits as a people don't know this lore.
Okay,
But
good.
The Bagginses have a special interest.
Sitting
Bilbo,
around in our large country estates, just reading old Elvish tales in the native language.
Bilbo spent enough time. Bilbo spent enough time in Rivendell, even on his first journey, that he was able to collect some of this. And I think in the appendix they mentioned like some of the appendix information was like either translated by Bilbo or Frodo from Elvish into the common tongue.
And Frodo even mentioned, I think, that one continent that no longer exists anymore.
Beleriand, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. So what does that mean? That means Hail Arendelle, brightest of stars. And when he speaks that phrase in Elvish, it lights up. And there's a cool paragraph I like. But so he says he spoke in that clear voice, and that voice didn't seem to give a shit about any of this spider stuff. But other potencies there are in Middle-earth, powers of night, and they are old and strong. And she that walked in the darkness had heard the elves cry that cry far back in the deeps of time. And she had not heeded it, and it did not daunt her now.
So Frodo, so Shelob does not care one bit.
No.
So Frodo draws his sword, starts walking her down, and that's when she's kind of like, "Ooh, maybe I don't."
I'll give you another.
This little tiny man is coming after me. Maybe he knows something I don't. I'm out.
I'm going to read this because this is actually one of the moments I would have loved to have seen adapted into the movie. I don't like Sam's "get away from him, you filth."
I don't even remember that.
No, in the movie, Frodo obviously goes in alone. He does the light. Shelob also kind of ignores it in the movie, chases him down. He gets out. He gets caught in some webs. Cuts his way out, stumbles through a crack. Gollum attacks him. They wrestle. He throws Gollum off a cliff.
Oh, is this when he goes, Smeagol lied?
No, that's not yet. That's not yet.
Oh, okay.
He's like, I got to destroy it for both our sakes. And then Smeagol tries to sucker punch him, but Frodo like rolls and he judo rolls and throws Smeagol over the side of the cliff. And then Shelob comes out and she stabs Frodo with the stinger. And then Sam comes in and he says, let him go, you filth, or something. And then Sam uses the light like a torch, and he's flicking it at her, and he's swinging Sting around, and eventually he kills her. Or he doesn't kill her, but he wounds her. But no, in the book, I'm going to read to you because I wish I could have seen this adapted. Galadriel, he called, and gathering his courage, he lifted the phial up once more. The eyes halted. For a moment, their regard relaxed, as if some hint of doubt troubled them. Then Frodo's heart flamed within him, and without thinking what he did, whether it was folly or despair or courage, he took the phial in his left hand and with his right hand drew his sword. Sting flashed out, and the sharp elven blade sparkled in the silver light, but at its edges a blue fire flicked. Then, holding the star aloft and the bright sword, advanced. Frodo, Hobbit of the Shire, walked steadily down to meet the eyes. And then Shelob runs the fuck away.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. That would have been cool to see adapted. I'm kind of mad we didn't get that.
But it obviously would have from the movies is a little baby.
Yeah, it would have interfered with Frodo being a a whiny baby.
Yeah, no, I was picturing like Gohan walking down Cell.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
No, because even Sam is like, yeah, I don't know what's going on. They got the fire
Yeah,
trucks going
Sam
now?
actually has to hold him back. Like, okay, all right, we need to go. Like, we don't want to follow it all the way into like its lair. Like, it's retreated. Let's go now.
No, Sam.
Frodo's ready to follow him. Follow her.
Well, I've been telling you, the thing is, Frodo in the books, it's kind of a death wish. Frodo really believes he is not coming back from this journey. He really does believe that the journey is doomed, and he's going to keep going as far as he can. But he's expecting that last stand. He's is this it? Is it today? I'm ready. Let's go.
And Shelob didn't want none of that.
No, I think you see it in his eyes. This Hobbit's fucking crazy. He's ready to die today. He wants this way more than me.
Yeah.
So yeah, I and then again, it's that Frodo is also kind of growing into that heroic role. You know, it started off with, oh, I'm a little hobbit. I'm not one of the big men of Gondor or some elven hero of legend. You know, what am I going to do to change the world? But it's like, now he's kind of like, I've done some stuff. Maybe I am that guy. Maybe it is Frodo. Maybe if I put on this ring. Yeah, maybe if I put on this ring, maybe I can do some stuff. What was that last bit? Don't worry about it. It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
Let's keep going, Sam. No, let's keep going. Yeah, they have to cut through the webs of Shelob with Sting because Sam's blade, though it is of the kingdom of Arnor, it is not up to the task.
It's not Elvish, apparently.
No, it's not.
Yeah, Arnor.
Because the Barrow Wights, those barrows, I think, those barrows and those blades, I think, came from the war against the Witch King.
It worked out real well for them.
They got theirs in the end.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it actually does work out pretty well for them.
One of their swords there's some smith in Arnor. He's dead now. He's probably in that barrow, but he forged these blades, and he's like, one of these is going to take that fucker out. It doesn't take him out, but it does clip his Achilles tendon. So,
yeah, his career was over one way or the other.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, Eowyn was doing him a favor at that point because he ain't never going to ball again. Yeah, and then Frodo mentions it's an elven blade, forged in Beleriand, and yeah, they're able to cut their way through, and they get to the pass, and they're ready to make an escape of it. Shelob, I don't think they get a sight of her before they get out.
No, they sense her, that she's still, like, they have a feeling they're being watched, but they don't see her.
Yeah.
They know that she hasn't just left them alone. But she does not come out until the very end.
And I'll read you some more because people always forget. I like highlighting the parts where the Silmarillion stuff is mentioned because I think people forget that, like, it's not just tacked on, like it was heavily referenced.
Yeah, I did forget that. And upon reading this, I was like, oh my God. He definitely meant for the Silmarillion to exist.
Yes.
Like, long before this.
Oh, he'd been writing much of it long before this. So too little did Sam or his master know of the craft of Shelob. She had many exits from her lair. There she had dwelt, an evil thing in spider form, even such as once of old had lived in the land of the elves in the west that is now under the sea, such as Beren fought in the mountains of terror in Doriath, and so came to Luthien upon the green sward, amid the hemlocks in the moonlight long ago. How Shelob came there, flying from ruin, no tale tells, for out of the dark years few tales have come. But still she was there, who was there before Sauron, and before the first stone of Barad-dûr. And she served none but herself, drinking the blood of elves and men, bloated and grown fat, with endless brooding on her feasts, weaving webs of shadow for all living things where her food and her vomit was darkness. Far and wide her lesser broods, bastards of the miserable mates, her own offspring that she slew and spread from glen to glen, from Ethel Duath to the eastern hills, to Dol Guldur, and to the fastness of Mirkwood. But none could rival her, Shelob the Great, the last child of Ungoliant to trouble the unhappy world.
Yeah,
That's
no
a lot
thanks.
of Silmarillion stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, you mentioned Beren fought a bunch of these things. No thanks. Like, I'm out. Yeah, take me back to heaven. I'm done. Bye.
To heaven. Well, there's one way to get there. But yeah, it's kind of, I think Tolkien...
One of these is bad enough. I'm out.
Tolkien is implying that... I don't think Beren... I don't think he's saying necessarily... Maybe he is saying that Beren fought like a bunch of Shelob tier entities. But definitely...
While miraculously not crapping his pants. Like, that's what I'm doing. That is my plan if I come across a Shelob.
The myth makes little mention of his pants. We don't know that
so we
he
can
didn't.
Speculate, is what you're saying.
We can speculate as to the state of his loins. He did try to punch a werewolf, though. I mean, he's a crazy guy. And then I don't want to read too much word for word, but I do want to read this next bit too, because I want the exact words so we can talk about it, because I'm taking this a little bit literally. Already years before, Gollum had beheld her, Smeagol, who pried into all dark holes, and in past days he had bowed and worshipped her. And the darkness of her evil will walked through all the ways of his weariness beside him, cutting him off from light and from regret. And he had promised to bring her food, but her lust was not his lust. Little she knew of or cared for towers or rings or anything devised by mind or hand, who only desired death for all others, mind and body, and for herself a glut of life. That's where I got a couple episodes ago. I said Gollum worshipped Shelob.
Yeah, he did. And if it were between that or getting eaten, I would bow down and worship too, Ben. You need me to get you some orcs? I'm on it. I'm your guy.
Yeah, that's sort of how I took this, is that Gollum went in there and he saw Shelob and he fell down and begged like he always does. And for whatever reason, Shelob took him in. She let him hang out there. And he promised to bring her other things. And I think it's also interesting that Shelob doesn't give a shit about the ring.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of people who have joked, like, oh, could Shelob have taken the ring? And I don't think... In some ways, I think Shelob might be, like, above the ring. Like, Ungoliant certainly was. Ungoliant ate the two trees.
Yeah.
The power
beat the shit out of Morgoth.
Yeah.
Morgoth had to get his bros in there to save his ass.
Yeah, like the last child of Ungoliant, I don't think she needs the ring. And Yeah, it's kind of interesting. So I think that they've definitely figured out at this point that Gollum betrayed them, and that they speculate that when Gollum had been sneaking off, he had been going to pay homage to Shelob, and basically to tell her he was bringing her something, and she should, be on the lookout for that. And he talks a little bit about how Sauron 100% knows Shelob is there, and he finds her useful, but she does not work for him.
Yeah.
Shelob is given a surprising amount of attention. And if you didn't know, like, I can only imagine people reading this who don't know the Silmarillion's a thing. Definitely not that he'd been working on this all this time. That the Ungoliant story is so important to the mythos. It's kind of what sets the entire saga of the Noldor in motion. And so Shelob has to be a big deal, but it's unclear in the context of the story why she has to be a big deal. And so I got to imagine this is just one of those things that, like, people who read it for the first time are like, wow, he's really world building the hell out of this.
Yeah, he is. He wrote a whole other book specifically for stuff like this.
Yeah, why is he writing so much about this spider? Well, so they see
Sting is glowing. So
Sting is glowing. Orcs are coming. A big light is going to give you away. So they put the light away.
That's when Shelob crawls on out.
Yeah. So this is where Shelob crawls out of one of her other holes.
I'd like to crawl into one of her holes, if you know what I'm saying.
I didn't know if you were actually going to go for it.
I didn't know either. And then I was like, oh yeah, they made her hot for some fucking reason.
Right, yeah.
We've got to call attention to that. What's hotter than a giant, grotesque, fucking gross spider whose belly is sagging between her legs because she's so full of orc giblets.
You're really painting a picture for me. I think.
Yeah.
I think you could be the next Tolkien. Yeah. So.
Yeah, I agree.
The way this is going is Frodo's using Sting to cut through the cobwebs. Sam's holding up the light like a flashlight. Frodo's
like a torch, Ben. Let's make this British English, okay?
Hey, I'd move over there if I could. So
Britain, I don't know.
It's better. At this point, it's better. I'd go. Yeah. I kind of just want out at this point.
Well, go inside those mountains of fear or whatever, and you'll find a way out pretty quick.
I kind of feel like the door is closing on when it's time to leave. But that's okay. So yeah,
never too late to come to Kansas, though.
Yeah, that's kind of the opposite direction I'm looking ahead.
Further into the interior.
You got to look for the true West, Mr. Frodo. Kansas. Middle West. That's where you have to set your fantasy series. So, as if Shelob wasn't enough, Gollum pops out. So Shelob goes right for Frodo, and Sam doesn't quite know why. Maybe she didn't see him. Maybe she saw he had the light. She's going for Frodo, and Gollum is going for Sam. And
yeah, Sam tries to yell to Frodo, and then bam! There's a gross, clammy hand around his mouth and another around his neck.
And he's trying to do that Brazilian jiu-jitsu again. But I kind of want you to imagine that first time Goku went Super Saiyan. Krillin just died. Frodo is Sam's.
I like how Sam is the Goku in this. this scenario.
I was gonna say like Goku, Sam doesn't super know what a woman is, but he is going to marry one. But Krillin's what he really had his eye on there, and he's had about enough of Gollum's shit, and he's got his sword and the staff Faramir gave him, and Gollum's choking him. Sam plants his feet in the ground, throws himself backwards, and Gollum is on his back, and Sam just, I don't know, you tell me what pro wrestling move that is, but Sam just like crushes
tons
Gollum.
Of times, where a smaller wrestler gets on like the Big Show's back and puts him in a sleeper hold, and he's fading, and then he just like decides to fall backward and squish him like a pancake. It's the ultimate counter. No man can defeat gravity.
Sam is coming at Gollum with intent to kill. A sword in his right hand, a staff in his left hand, and he's just swinging and swinging and swinging. A big swipe aimed at Gollum's head. Gollum ducks, or he bends out of the way, but the staff catches him right across the back and breaks. Sam hits him so hard. And then Gollum definitely lets go of any of the hold he had on Sam. And Gollum keeps trying to fight back, but there's a lot of back and forth. And he makes that classic villain mistake of he tries to talk too much. And Sam gets his sword around and tries to kill Gollum, but Gollum wriggles away. And that's when Sam remembers Frodo was dealing with a giant spider.
Whoops. That kind of slipped my mind. Whoops.
Sam spins around, calling his master's name. He was too late. So far, Gollum's plot had succeeded. And that is where we must leave off. In the next and final chapter, the choices of Master Samwise.
I hope one of his choices is stabbing a spider to protect his master.
But I think that's it. So as always, we're coming up on the end of another season.
Yeah.
There's going to be another break. I think we might try to get some kind of bonus or something out during the break, but I think it's going to be at least another 4 weeks. So brace yourselves for that.
Yeah. Gird your loins.
Just like Baron did in the hills.
I was going to say just like Shelob did in the Shadow of War.
In the mountains of terror outside of Dariath. Gird your loins.
The road goes ever on and on, down from the door which began. Now far ahead the road is gone, and I must follow it, if I can, pursuing it with eager feet until it joins some larger way, where many paths and errands meet. And whither then, I cannot say.